choice of a chief culture officer. Literally everyone owns that responsibility to connect that. Everyone. Culture belongs to everybody. Yeah? Right? Michelle is nodding and saying, yes. You cannot walk away from it, right? Okay, a few things to take note. There are some threats to it. So we talked about, our neuroscientist said toxic, right? What are the other threats for this? I know your bosses are in the room. That's why you're not saying that, right? I can feel it already from here. So just say, you can ask another person to say it for you. Right? But that also reflects culture. I'll talk to your boss after that, if it is true. So tell me, what are the biggest threats? There are threats for us, different scenarios, right? So, forgot about the story I started, right? None of you asked me about the story. All of you are thinking about the next question and you forgot the story I started on a rainy Monday morning. In June 2021. Where were you? I walked inside an empty office. Right. So I go into this office and then I look at everyone and then I asked for a call and they said, no, you're not available for calls. Okay, can we do a virtual meeting? And suddenly Teams and Zoom and all of this was very famous, right? Did you know what was before that? Before Zoom, Teams? What was it called? Skype. Good. Do any of you use Skype now? That tells you what happens there. Evolution of industry, the speed at which it's moving. But quickly, so I arranged a call. They came onto the call. None of them spoke. So I spoke about the session. I introduced myself. I told a story like I told you all. Half of you said boring. Half of you said good. And then at the end of the day, I said, can we all meet? I said, no, you cannot meet. Because there was a MCO. I said, I'll get permission. I'll get permission for all of you. And we managed to get permission. We brought everybody together, cordoned off the office, all the masks. I think the mask was like, I don't want to see your face. I don't want you to see my face. I think that was more like what was going on at that point of time. But then you realize you engage with everyone. Then I realized you have heroes with a lot of egos in the room. Right? What do you call them? Bosses. Oh my goodness. I tell you, any boss sitting in this room already canna. All right? So what do you call them? You are superheroes. Okay, give me, DC or Marvel or Avengers. Can we take that example? You know the Avengers characters cannot work with each other. Have you realized? They have got superpowers, but they cannot work with each other. Think about it, huh? Have you realized in your team, in your organization, great talent, bugger cannot work with anybody. Or he would have done a lot of damage and a lot of dead bodies on the way. All kinds of things you can realize, right? See, I know it's going on there. The problem is culture never sleeps. And I'm relating it back because I told them that just because there wasn't anybody doesn't mean culture wasn't there. It was always there. Whether it's dormant or elevated, that's the question. I'm not calling it virus, by the way. But it is there. It's like air, right? It's there. You cannot take it away, right? So with new tech on the back of great music, things are moving even more fast. People don't want to come to office. People don't want to go and meet each other, right? This trend will continue. And the only way for you to come together is work with Gig for Good. Work with PCOM Academy. What else? It is about engaging and collaborating with each other. And how do you find opportunities to do that? Okay? So coming back to my story on the Monday morning in 2021. So So I meet everybody, I speak, everyone comes together. I see a superheroes who cannot work with each other, great talent. Right? How do you work with them? You can talk to them. It's okay. They'll work with you well, but they cannot work with each other. And when you can't synchronize with each other, where's the harmony? And where can you get the results? So I put all of them in the room. We did a 3-day session. 3-day session. So what do you think would have gone in the 3-day session? Lot of friction. Yes. Then what else? Lot of anger. Lot of frustration. For nothing at all, because they thought somebody else did that to them. So we had to declutter, diffuse, break it down into parts, and then explain to them this is where the culture is. Culture is the fabric. It cannot go away. It never sleeps. And it's time to move forward. Right? So collaboration was one of the most powerful communication and cultural power too. Like how all of you come here together, right? How many of you know each other? Oh, you ganged up, huh? Okay. So we should have found a way to declutter all of you, or have you seated elsewhere. But you get to see a lot of people today. You get to hear some things together, right? So we made them realize that there is something there for them to work. I shouldn't disclose certain things, but I'll give you more in like an analogy. So imagine we were 10 years ago at say 50 million or something like that, just as an example. And 5 years ago was a bad time during pandemic. We would have been half of that or whatever it is. And in the next 5 years, we went 10x. Okay? So it was just the realization that the fabric was there and the superheroes were there. They had their powers, but the powers didn't collaborate. We just unlocked the power of collaboration. Right? So some threats every company face all the time. Some threats, external impact happens, right? Are we facing a threat here now in Malaysia? Generally, yes. What is it? Let's go. Sorry. Political, okay. Johor done. Negeri next week. Malacca following up. Are we being recorded? Yes. Okay. Raymond is reminding, please do not make the next statement. Okay, so all I'm saying is public news, okay? By the way, let me put the caveat. But the point is political. What else? You see, we are connected with all of this. And this culture, again, to connect to story back, there was one very particular announcement which happened about 2 weeks ago in the newspaper about Malaysians. Maybe I'm trying to relate it back to culture, okay? In a good way or a bad way, but it's okay. It's good to capture the fact. There's one announcement which said that Malaysians are the highest in the world for this. What is it? Okay. Malaysian time. Okay, I'm not saying Malaysian time. She said it. Malaysian time is one. Diabetes. I think most Southeast Asians are hitting it. Malaysia. This one is Malaysia. Particularly Malaysians. Multilingual. We are multilingual. Credit card fraud. Payment systems guy. Are you from financial industry? Scammers. Okay. You see, sometimes it never comes to our mind because we didn't think about it. Because you didn't go to the grocery to buy it. Or you did not think about what is that change happening, right? In the store, to the farm, to the table. Okay, I'm giving you enough clues, guys. Come on. I'm not saying we eat the most amount of chicken in ASEAN. By the way, that's also true. Malaysians eat the most quantity of chicken in ASEAN in a year per pax. Okay, but this one is interesting. I'll tell you, the reason why I'm connecting it to culture is because it's a threat. Per pax, wastage of food is the highest. Malaysians are the highest. Not per family, per person, adult. We are the highest in ASEAN for wasting food. Now, where do I put this or park this? You go to a buffet, you go to an open house, you know, right? You already know, you are taking it for granted, so many things. But then, on another note, when you look at it, how many people are impacted, right? Because of that. So I'm just giving an example. It's a fact. We are working on it. And by the way, do you know how much food products does Malaysia import? Am I talking food from culture? Food for culture. Food for thought. Yeah. No, you can. Of course you can. Just an example, just to give you an idea. Malaysia imports 90 billion ringgit of food for baseline food every year. 90 billion. Okay? So it's business, it's culture, it's connectivity. I'm trying to tell a story around all of this together. So there are 5-6 points here. We don't need to go through all of that. We're going to give it to you, but you understand where culture is coming from, right? So for tomorrow, what are the things we have to do today? Now I have to go back, right? Rainy Monday morning, June 2021. Okay, so the situation happens. You have superheroes. You have people who can come together. But how do you cascade that? You're talking to 10 people. But how do you get it across to everybody? Play some music, right? Harmony, connect it. People are able to link it back. I think you have to have ambassadors. You have to have iconic people like TC. You have to have iconic people like Abang Pikom. See, all I have to say is that and you know who it is. You have to have that in small groups, in small sessions, in small engagements, so that they inspire everybody else. And then you are able to drive that message across. Your intention can be now able to connect to everybody. All right? So you create the will, pass on that will, help them expand that and connect it across. Show them the way. Today, I was reminded before I came on stage, right after your session, the bar will be open. So I thought that's the way, right? I thought that's the way. So we'll try to get to the way. I don't know what's my time limit. Am I okay? Time limit? I have 30 seconds to go. I think everybody forgot the time limit now. Okay. So, normally they say you want to scale things and so on. People want to scale, move fast, progress and so on. But it varies for a micro SME, for by the way, the new trend, have you heard of the new trend? I'm not talking about the network school. I'm talking about the new trend, that one man, one woman business. Are you familiar with that? It's becoming a revolution. I'm not giving you any ideas to quit today and start a new business tomorrow, but keep it in the back of your mind. So the behaviors are shifting. I've got a few minutes. Okay, fine. So you have to be clear with the behaviors because a set of behaviors make your culture happen. And entrepreneurship skill is one of those. And inside your company, what is it called? The same skill. Because his bosses are like that and they want to be careful. They call it intrapreneur. Because I don't want you to do anything outside. I want you to do everything inside with me. It's okay. You have different kind of culture. that allows you to be an entrepreneur and so on, and builds your behavior as you go. So there's this mass movement. I think you can only do it through a medium. I'm not looking at Gerald as the medium, as the music, as the channel, as the communication. You're able to connect. And you are able to see the future better. You're able to have a team of ambassadors. You create a great climate and culture. And you have an influencer group. And the interesting part I will leave you with as a thought, if you get to 10% of that in alignment with anything that you do, you have a music band, you have a small startup, you have an association, you have a company, if you get 10% of them converted to align to the culture, you will get the entire organization moving forward because you've created the inertia. So instead of critical mass of 10%, I'm going to call it cultural mass to scale, right? Some takeaways. And this can be applied anywhere, at home, at life, anywhere. You can look at what's the gap between what you're doing. Look at what's causing the gap around, right? Become the culture officer. You become the culture officer, right? Even if you don't need the title. I think titles won't matter anymore. Okay, in the course of the next few years, titles won't matter, right? So you need to keep that in mind that, it's what you do is what will matter. And what people remember you for what you did will matter. So a lot of connections across, and that's culture, right? Just a thought I'm just going to share with you. By the way, I didn't use any of the slides to refer to anything. I just wanted to tell the story of this rainy Monday morning, June 2021. When you come out of this Avengers scenario, I'm just giving us a relative factor. You have your own story here in your organization. You realize that you have imparted, you have also sacrificed. So culture is not a smooth operating engine or machine. It goes through its ups and downs. Like the harmony of music, different orchestra, different play, everything comes together. So I hope you will enjoy this journey starting from today. Infused with music, infused with knowledge, infused with some personal experiences, and hope it has created the impact that you're looking for. Thank you.